Interest rates are still currently fairly high, which isn't great if you're planning on buying something like a house anytime soon. But if you are just trying to simply grow your cash pile, I think high yield savings accounts are a perfect tool for just that. So today we're going to go over some of the best high yield savings accounts right now that are still paying around that 4 to 4.5% APY. So we have fallen under that 5% range on most high yield savings accounts, but getting around a 4.5% APY, in my opinion, is still really good. So with that being said, the first one is the Synchrony high yield savings account, currently paying a 4% APY, which is of course significantly higher than the national average savings rate of 0.42% and right around average among all high yield savings accounts. So this account has no minimum deposit amount, no minimum balance, and no monthly fees. Something I really like about Synchrony Bank is that it was founded in 1932. So even though it's a very old and mature bank, it's still paying a 4.5% APY, which is pretty rare for a much older bank. Also, just a quick reminder on all of these savings accounts is that they are all FDIC insured, meaning that your money is protected and insured up to $250,000 per account. And there's also, of course, nothing wrong with splitting your funds into multiple savings accounts if you want it to be extra safe. This brings me to the next one, which was actually recommended by one of the viewers on my last video. They said, "Hi, can you do a video on APY Bank? They are giving 5.5%. Now that was over 3 months ago, so the APY now is much lower than that 5.5% because as we know, the APY on these savings accounts tend to fluctuate, but it's still paying a fairly high APY, so this is APY Bank with a current APY of 4.6%. This account also has no fees, no minimum balance required, so if you wanted to, you could just start out with a couple dollars. And again, it's of course FDIC insured. So that's APY Bank paying an APY of 4.6%, which is, as of right now, one of the highest APYs out of really any high yield savings account around. This takes us to number 3, which is the Newtek Bank Personal High Yield Savings Account with a current APY of 4.55%. Now this account also has no minimum balances, no monthly fees, or other hidden fees, and apparently it only takes 2 minutes to open up an account. One thing with Newtek Bank is that it doesn't have a checking account, it's only the one personal account. And one common theme with online savings accounts is that because they're online, you won't have access to any physical branch locations, so you do have to rely on customer service. But from what I've found, the customer service for Newtek Bank is pretty great. Moving on to the next one, it's Genius Bank, and that's Genius with a J, paying a 4.5% APY with a pretty awesome mobile app that helps you simply transfer money and watch your cash grow. I also really like how on the website you can plug in how much you're able to save over a certain period of time, and that'll tell you exactly how much interest you'll be paid from the bank. So just another really solid high yield savings account paying a 4.5% APY. Now this next one is still to this day one of my favorites, but it's not necessarily a bank, it's more of a financial platform, but its cash account is currently paying a 4% APY. So this is the Wealthfront cash account, and when you go to the website, they display this eye-catching 4.5% APY, but there is a little bit of a catch to that. So when you open up a new cash account with Wealthfront, you're still guaranteed that 4% APY, but in order to get that 4.5% APY, you need to refer a friend. And then once that friend signs up for a Wealthfront cash account, you'll both get a 0.5% APY boost. But if not, you'll still get that 4% APY if you're someone like me who doesn't have too many friends. Aww. So like I mentioned earlier, Wealthfront is not necessarily its own bank, but it's partnered with multiple different banks, so you'll still get that FDIC insurance up to $8 million worth of funds. So Wealthfront is definitely one of my favorite accounts, especially if you're someone like me who really enjoys investing, or if you're someone who just wants to get started with investing in a really simple and automated way. Now, as always, guys, I'm not sponsored by any of these banks. Finance is just something I'm really passionate about. So if you enjoy this type of content, then I will hopefully see you for the next video.